OMG. The month of June ends with a Sunday. So we've got to bring you the final Sundays with Serby of June, where we will talk to New York Post sports columnist Steve Serby about his weekly Q&A. And this week, Mr. Serby caught up with Mets infielder Jose Iglesias, where OMG, or the phrase, oh my God, was said quite a bit in their chat. Now, Steve's going to join me for a conversation. Steve, how are you doing?
OMG, back with Dexter Henry.
Oh, you got a nice bar there. You got a future in rap, I think, actually.
I was working on that all morning.
Oh, well, okay. You worked on it all morning to come up with one bar. Probably not the best future for you in rap, but I'll take it. I like the rhyme. I'm not mad at it at all. I also liked your Q&A this week, which was very, very interesting. And Steve, in your Q&A with the Mets infielder, Iglesias described some intense and emotional moments that he had during his life. How did these experiences shape his outlook on life and his approach to his baseball career?
What an amazing story and what an amazing man. Age of 18 years old, crosses the border, the U.S.-Canadian border into Montana, spends 16 hours in a Montana jail without lights, without a blanket, waiting for the paperwork to be finished. An OMG moment for him. He said, OMG, crying on the inside, wondering what the hell is going on. But it's all part of the ups and downs of a man who prides himself on his perseverance, because in 2018, there he was on the field as a Detroit Tiger in Comerica Park, earning his U.S. citizenship, making his family, which is so important to him, proud, and good for him. I mean, there was a time before the Mets turned to him this spring training and gave him a chance and threw him a lifeline. He thought his major league career could have been over after all those years in the minors and all those years living out his major league dream. The Mets threw him that lifeline, and OMG, he's been a central part, along with Grimace, along with that players-only team meeting, of the Mets' revival in the second half, to where now David Stearns has to be a buyer rather than a seller.
Yeah, he's talked about that, how he could be a buyer. And see Iglesias, he's been strong with the bat, strong with the music. I'm glad, Steve, you gave also some credit to Grimace here. I'm still waiting for your Q&A with Grimace, and hopefully we will get that soon. But Iglesias, he's been tremendous. And Steve, during your interview, Jose Iglesias, he frequently mentioned the phrase, oh my God, in different contexts. And Iglesias, for those who don't know, maybe you're under a rock at this point, he's got a new song called OMG that's become somewhat of an anthem for the Mets during their recent surge. How did he explain the song's impact on the team's morale and the performance that we've seen from them in June of 2024?
Well, I asked him if he considered himself a better shortstop. He's playing some second base also because Lindor is the shortstop. But do you think you're a better shortstop or entertainer? And he said they're both similar. You make a great play, and the fans are on their feet applauding and cheering. And same thing with OMG. The Met dugout is on their feet after every home run, applauding, cheering. It's just an amazing story of positivity and prosperity. That's what, when he wrote the song, he wants positivity and prosperity for all, and push away all the bad things that inevitably come our way. But he believes the Mets are a playoff team. He recognizes now that you need a certain mentality to play here in New York, and OMG is helping the Mets in the positivity department. The Mets are a playoff team in his view if they stay positive and they stay healthy. And as he says, it's not just the body, it's the mind for you to play well in New York and win in New York. And he was a teammate of Shohei Ohtani with the Angels a few years ago, and he marveled at how Ohtani, who would have been perfect in New York, after an 0 for 4, he could strike out 3 times, which I don't know if he ever did, but he'd be in the cold or hot tub without a care in the world. It was like he had hit 4 home runs. And that's the kind of mindset you need in New York. And that's the kind of positivity that Mr. Iglesias has brought to the Mets. And let me just tell you something. He's one of the most incredible, upbeat, kindest people I've ever interviewed for my Q&As, which are in their 21st year now.
Wow.
This guy is just a terrific guy. Family first. He lost his father a year and a half ago. Hasn't seen his mother in 7 years. She's in Cuba. Of course, he defected from the Cuban national team. And one day he hopes to bring his mother, who he hasn't seen since 2013, and his siblings over to the States. But he loves his family, credits the support of his wife. He's got 3 beautiful kids, loves them all. There isn't anything he'd rather be when he's not playing baseball than a father to his kids and a husband to his wife.
Great vibes from Jose Iglesias. And Steve, I'm sure you had a chance to catch the other night the performance that Iglesias did at Citi Field. What did you think of the performance? I was a little shocked when I saw the video. I was expecting to see you out there dancing with some of the Mets players. I did not see that. I was a little disappointed, but I thought Jose Iglesias brought it in terms of the performance of the song.
I was dancing with Grimace. You didn't catch it?
That would have been a video to see. We need to see you dancing with Grimace to OMG. That's what we need. But Jose did a great job with the song. Don't you agree?
Oh, he's just a natural. He's he could have had. He's going now. He just released that single was just released on Friday, and it's blaring at Citi Field at every turn. And why not? Couldn't happen to a better guy. And he's a very talented music man. He really is.
Yeah.
I'm going out and getting a copy of that single. I'll tell you that.
All right, there you go.
Candelita. It's Candelita.
That's right.
That's what he calls himself, Candelita.
That's his stage name.
I urge everyone in the SNY studios for sure to get a copy of OMG.
All right, there you go. It's Steve showing his age by saying to go get a copy. Don't go stream it. Don't download it. Steve says go out and get a copy. Although I do want to know, if we get OMG on vinyl, I hope Jose Iglesias can hook one of us up with a copy. I'd appreciate that.
Look, Dexter Henry alone cannot be responsible for all the positivity at SNY. Let Jose Iglesias, help Dexter Henry with OMG.
Hey, I'm all about that. And if you're looking for a good Q&A, different letters, check out Steve Serby's discussion about OMG and much more with Jose Iglesias up now on nypost.com. Check it out. The great Steve Serby with another great Q&A. Steve, appreciate the time. We will do this again next week. Thank you, man.
OMG, it's Dexter Henry.
The rhyme is still good. The rhyme is still good. Thank you, man.